In November, I made a bet that if I didn't release a VR game by the end of the year, I would owe a quest free to a friend. And it is currently the end of November and I haven't started. The idea is pretty simple. We're going to go for a game where you can only move by the knockback of your shotguns. Another requirement is it's going to have to be in Godot. And I have never used Godot in my life. Godot's having issues. I can't open any menus after I have the headset plugged in, which is causing big problems. But luckily I put a message into the Discord of Godot, and I got a response from one of the main contributors of the XR engine of Godot, and it is now working perfectly. With this fix, I've been able to implement a shotgun and shooting, and some knockback to the shotgun. So we've got the basic idea working. In terms of knockback, here's how we're doing it. We're getting the vector from the head to the shotgun's muzzle. We're then going to normalize this so it's maximum value of 1 and then times it by the knockback. So if you see, if I move the shotgun around, then it'll work perfectly. Not really. The problem is if I try to turn the shotgun, you'll see that the knockback is based on the position and not the rotation. So that means that the knockback is going to be completely wrong in this case, as it's meant to look like this. So that's going to be needing fixed. Instead of fixing the knockback problem, kinda just got deviated and added some bullet decals on the 27th. Thought it would be pretty cool to see some decals, a lot more entertaining than working on knockback for however long it's going to take for me to fix that. Now this first is a month away from the deadline, and I have fixed the shotgun knockback today. So this is how it works now. We're using the matrix bias of the shotgun to be able to calculate the vector that we should be moving the player. How this works is if we look at a matrix right here, it's a 3x3, and the corresponding x, y, and z. We're getting the z based vector, which in this case is 0, 0, 1, which is representing the direction of gun. We're going to normalize it, because you should always normalize your values, and then scale it by the knockback. And by doing this, we're effectively going to get the vector that we would have got before, but for the correct direction. This means that this case now works. Now that we've got working guns, we're going to need to add a cooldown to these guns because it shoots way too fast at the minute. So after adding the cooldown of 2 shots and then a reload, we need to add some enemies so that the game has something fun to do. So I added Bigfoot. As you can see, Bigfoot currently doesn't look at the player, but he does use a nav mesh to chase the player. This means that there is now something to shoot at, and the game's actually relatively enjoyable at the minute, even though you can't really do much, but the movement is fairly fun. So now that it's the 16th, I've made Bigfoot actually look at the player, and I've also had a spawner so we can get lots of Bigfoot in the game. You may notice that there's only now 14 days until the deadline, because I missed 7 days of development. It's now the 19th, so we've got even less time. But I've added Bigfoot being able to damage the player. So now that he can damage the player, there's now a lose condition. You need to add a win condition to make it a full game. Now it's the 22nd, I've been able to add a scoreboard to your eye. So you can see how many enemies have been killed, but you can't restart the game. You're stuck in the game forever once you die. I've now made the UI 3D, so it spawns in the area so we can actually see how much we've done. I've also added so you can shoot it to restart the game. So now we've got a full working game loop. Just need to make a release page. And it is the 30th now. And with the 30th means it's the final day, unless I want to buy a quest free, which I don't particularly do. So I made an itch page, got some screenshots and added an icon to the exe, and with that the game is complete. There's a link to the game in the description if you'd like to play it, and you can see tweets from every day of the development on my Twitter here. And with that, that's the video.